My name is Ernest Lamoth. I'm a reporter for the Southland Journal.
Hi, my name is Meredith Hammer, and I'm an attorney in private practice. I'm also a candidate for the circuit court judge for the Circuit Court of Cook County.
Okay, Meredith, thank you very much for joining us today. Can you talk to me a little bit about what are some of the reasons why you sought candidacy and why you believe you'll be a good candidate?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for allowing me to take the time to share a little bit about those reasons why I'm running for a judge in Cook County. As I said, I'm an attorney. I have been an attorney for over 20 years. I specialize in the areas that are those areas that are a little less traveled, especially for people of color and women. I specialize in probate. I do real estate, contract dispute, trust and estates, and planning. And I also have a background in technology and computer science. I have an undergraduate degree from Purdue University in computer science and process reengineering. So talk about, roads less traveled or rarely traveled for people of color. So I just believe I have a very unique background that I could certainly use to apply on the bench as a judge, to help, bridge what I like to say, bridge the access to justice gap. Just a little bit. That's just a little bit about me.
And I know the obvious question, but I kind of want to hear from you. Can you talk about why is it important to bridge the access gap?
Well, I just, yes, you probably are aware, people of color, those traditionally underserved and underrepresented, don't always get equitable, I like to say equitable access to justice for a variety of different reasons. As you may also be aware, judges touch the daily lives of individuals, whether it's going to traffic court, whether it's a divorce, it may be probate. You may have a loved one that passes away, and people of color aren't always informed. Like I said, those people, traditionally marginalized individuals, just aren't always informed of the law, the process of the law, and a lot of times just don't even have an opportunity to get to court. They may get to those hearings. They may, for a variety of different reasons, they may not want to come, but they may have to work. They may have to hire a babysitter, or they just may not even have transportation. So one of the things that I've seen, and we've all seen most recently in this pandemic or post-pandemic, hoping it's post-pandemic era, is the use of technology, right? The use of technology and the Zoom hearings. Zoom hearings have become extremely popular. I hope they're here to stay because the technology in those hearings can provide an avenue, a way for individuals who may, run into some difficulty physically coming into court. We can still get into a hearing, a 5-minute hearing. This is for example. Technology can also be used, the right technology, the right kind of people producing that technology. For example, in cash bail algorithms. I don't know if you're familiar with that term, but there's a whole conversation around the use of technology in the law and law enforcement, with what I'm trying to do on the bench, case management, efficient case management, judicial administration. So I just, with my background, with my knowledge, with my practice areas, I just, those are some of the ways that I can be helpful and add value, particularly on the bench and helping to bridge that access to justice gap.
And can you talk a little about some of the accomplishments in your career that you're most proud of?
I can. One of the accomplishments I'm most proud of, I mentioned earlier on, I'm a real estate attorney. And so at one point in my career, 20 plus year career, I created a project. I started a project, founded a project co-founded a project with a friend of mine to help build and sell reasonable, affordable homes for those people who are traditionally underserved in those areas. So, building a brand new 3-bedroom, 2-bath home and selling it for, a reasonable price to a mom, a small family who has small children is just one of the most rewarding experiences I've ever had in my life, let alone in my career. That's still a goal. It was a goal the project was called, is called Project 5000, with a goal to create homeowners in major cities, particularly in the Midwest, Chicago, Indiana, areas, all across the Southlands, right? You buy a lot for very, very little, and you build a house and you sell it at a reasonable and affordable price to, great family, and then to teach and educate and inform those families of how to protect that legacy and pass it down. A house is one of the largest investments that a person can make, and it's a huge asset, and goes a long way for families. It's a huge asset for families and goes a long way to creating and building wealth for those families. So that's an area that I specialize in, the area of law. So just teaching, teaching and informing, like I said, those people who just aren't traditionally informed and really don't know, don't have the opportunity to purchase the home and then really just to pass it down and protect it. And it's one of the ways to build wealth for those people who aren't traditionally able to do that. So that is one of the biggest accomplishments. But my goal ultimately is to help people. That's why I went to law school. That's why I want to be on the bench. Public service, the judiciary is one of the highest forms, in my opinion, of public service in our legal system. And so, so I am super excited about that project. We're still moving forward. And like I said, all across the Southlands, building reasonable, affordable homes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
The last question, I want to talk a little about your family. You have strength, obviously, in your story about taking care of your mother and seeing, how she persevered through, many difficult obstacles. Can you talk a little bit about how you've gotten your strength and how that correlates to who you are as a person?
Yeah. So you're going to make me cry. Okay. This is a tough time of the year for a lot of people. The holidays were one of the favorite times for my mom. She definitely was a source of inspiration. Just an amazing person, just strong. My mom was diagnosed with leukemia over 20 years ago, and the doctors told us she wasn't gonna live past 18 or 19 months. I lived in DC at the time. I was, doing my thing out there, and I moved back to help care for her because I thought if she is only got 18 or 19 months, it's going to be the best 18 or 19 months ever. Well, she's a strong woman, right? So she lived well beyond 18 or 19 months, 20 years. And ultimately, she, as you probably read in my bio, she passed away a couple of years ago from, she had a heart attack and passed away. But then my aunt, her sister, who was equally strong person and woman, and was the first African-American chief of police of the San Diego Police Department, passed away 3 months later. So, I grew up with these amazing women, people in my life. And just, I always say I was well loved, right? So that helped me to be confident and to be strong, and it empowered me. That's a great word that I like to use. It's empowering for me to have grown up around them and to share just the love, that I have for them and they have for me with other people. So, my mom, my aunt, and then my dad. My dad is still living. He is 83. He's in very great shape. He just went to work out, and just he loved us. He just a great dad, a great father. I say he's Abba. He's an Abba. He's a father, a true father. So, I just was well loved. What can I say? I definitely make no apologies about it. I'm a woman of a certain age. I'm not going to give my age, but I am proud to be, the age that I am. And I grew up though when my mom and my aunt passed away. I had become a grown person. They just are, amazing. April, my mom gave me, this is my necklace that I have been wearing since I started the campaign, but she gave me this necklace over 35 years ago. It's Queen Nefertiti. So just source of inspiration and beauty, right, and strength. And then the last thing is my mom gave me a gavel over 20 years ago when I first graduated from law school. She gave me this gavel, which was a vision that she had for me to become a judge, and it's been a dream. And so I am I'm running, for me, for my dream, but also because of the vision that she had for me. She and my aunt. I remember I'm remembering this poem, this line from this poem by Maya Angelou that says, "I come as one, but I stand as 10,000." So now my mom and my aunt are now with the ancestors. So I'm coming here as one, but I stand as 10,000 to the 10,000 power because of them.
Fantastic. Well, Meredith, thank you so much for taking some time today.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ernest Lamont. I appreciate you. And I appreciate the Southland Journal. Thank you so much.
You have a happy holiday.
Okay. Happy holidays to you. See you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.